Alright lads, so today we're showcasing Eban. I actually can't believe this character is in the game, but that's one of the benefits of the 1000 Year Blood anime is that we can get characters like this, and while he isn't the most exciting character, he is still somewhat fun to play around with, especially as a new character, and he does offer some cool unique abilities in terms of where he does fight in the anime, and I feel like Caleb replicated the character quite well in his gameplay. Having said that though, this is a character if you did pull him, he's definitely good enough to have and use in a lot of different content, but remember he isn't going to be as insane as Kyoge and also Bambietta, two characters that we are going to showcase in the coming days. They're really good characters, and Eburn, he's just good, but he is a farmer, so he has that extra usability. Now in this case, Eburn is a power Quincy with the human kill ability, and yes, the Quincy affiliation does make sense. I know people wanted him to be an Aranka Quincy, but he doesn't affiliate with Arankas. So having only Quincy makes sense, right? With that said though, he does come with a soul trait, Technique Link Swap Potion +5. And with that, now every attribute has access to a Link Swap Potion soul trait. Unfortunately, given the fact that he is a 1000 Year Blood War character, this is going to be the rarest of the bunch, because the other attributes consist of 2 seasonals and 2 premiums. This overall makes him a useful character as a link swap farmer, but additionally you can double down and give that to a link swap character, make it so you can get +10 link swap potions or +15 in the case of Rurikon. At the same time, if you don't want to use a link swap character, well you can put him onto 8th anniversary Ichigo, 1000 Year Blood War Yamamoto, and make them link swap farmers. This soul trait as a whole is really useful, and that alone might be a reason for you to try and go for the character. But despite him technically being designed as a soul trait, a character you don't even want to use, he does have some benefits of actually using him. For starters, when it comes to a farming character, he has a good damage output. He has a 40% Berserker built in with Frenzy +2, and also 60% more damage to enemies afflicted by Lacerate. For a link swap farmer, he has one of the highest damage output, which is quite impressive to say the least. He has some added effects too with Guard Break, hidden enemies. So as a character, he's quite solid. Nothing super crazy like Kyoge or also Bambietta, but when it comes to farming characters, he is one of the better ones in terms of DPS. Having said that though, he also comes with some added benefits of being a farm character. So remember, you get +5 link swap potion as a soul trait. You're also guaranteed 10 technique droplets. You're increasing the droplet drop rate by 30%. You're increasing the crystal and jewel drop rate by 50%, and also the coin drop rate by 70%. So essentially, this character increases everything but super link swap potions, which to be fair is fine. And remember, they also made him a link, so he's one of the more valuable characters in the entire game period, right? Whether you want to use him or not, you're going to get the value. And I like that they did give him the technique droplets, because while it's true I do have characters like Ruka, for example, she gives +10 link swap potions. Therefore, technically, I wouldn't even want to use this character. But I am someone that wants to also farm droplets at the same time, so I get the option with Eban. And there will be times, like right now, for example, where I'm using someone like Eban over someone like Ruka, where I could get guaranteed 15 potions. So the option comes down to you whether you want to use them as a character or as a soul trait. If you need link swap potions more so, we'll use them as a link on a link swap character or a better character. If you need link swap potions and droplets, well, you want to use him. So with that said, as a farmer, he is quite solid. Let's jump in some content and see how he does perform. For those wondering, by the way, this is the build that we are using. Since he is a Quincy character, we are going to be giving him Quincy accessories. Finally, I have a use for these accessories. And then these are the links. Just a mixture of full stamina, strong attack damage, and recharge. So here's Eban, right? I know he's not the most exciting character, but visually this character looks great. Like his SA1 is a pushback attack. His SA2 is also a pushback attack. He has 2 range collision attacks, which isn't ideal. It's good enough for PvE play. For upgrade content, I would rather a melee collision SA1, but it does the job, right? Remember, Frenzy 2 with a 40% Berserker and also 60% more damage to Lacerate enemies is quite high for a farming character like this, I will say. But yeah, visually, I think the character looks great. His bow is very unique to begin with, and even the sound effects are like right out of the anime. His SA3 also looks great. For an Eban, you know, a character that's not really that cool, I feel like K-Dat did a decent job of making me want to play with him. Like, generally, I am having a bit of fun using him in epic raids. We did stream earlier today for around 6 or so hours, just using Eban, right? And now, in this case, he did go through this quest relatively easy, but he does have Human Killer, right? So he has that advantage. He's a character that ideally you don't want to take into IT, since he's not really supposed to be used in there. You know, he does then have an increased chance to inflict status augments. He doesn't even guarantee you super pots, right? So ideally, you don't want to bring him in this mode. But, I mean, if you wanted to, you could, right? 54-second run on our first attempt. Let's try that once more. All right, here we go. Let's try it again. So strong attack damage is quite consistent. Looks like we're doing around 5k. 6k hit, that's actually really good. And his damage output, again, with Frenzy +2, you're guaranteed consistency. No reliant, technically is reliant on actually inflicting stat elements, since that's when you do 60% more damage. But still, Frenzy 2 and a 40% Berserker, as you can see here in this case, is good enough to go through this quest. We are going to take him into Cobb after this, and in that quest in particular, we are going to give him Long Stride in particular. I actually took a hit here, my bad, because that way we can actually go through the quest a lot faster. Long Stride in general is just way more smooth. But even the Soul Bomb, man, isn't even that bad. You know, if you haven't seen it already, we did compare it to the anime. We uploaded that as a short the other day. It's almost 1-to-1. Really cool, really impressive character when it comes to farming abilities, right? So that's single player. Let's dig in. All right then, so jumping into co-op IT. This is essentially the only time you would ever want to use this character in Inheritance Trials, just because like, he has a good damage output, a good enough damage output with the Human Killer. And as of right now, I don't think he has much competition, to be fair, when it comes to the Human Killer in the power attribute. Right now, it's probably just the Ruroka, the swimsuit one, and I guess Rose, but damage output, they have nothing against this character. Because remember, his damage output isn't too bad. Frenzy +2 with a 40% Berserker. I mean, it's good for a farmer, right? Like, besides Rangiku and Tensa, they have Frenzy +1 with a high Berserker, and also the 100% more damage to enemies not affected by an element, but they're built to be used in Inheritance Trials. It's kind of understandable they have a high damage output, but this is still quite respectable too. They choose our SC2 there. Thus far, it's quite smooth. Like, hypothetically, if you had this character 5-5, this will be kind of insane, you know? But again, this is the only time you would ever do that. So let's go here. Let's use our SA3. Looks like we're doing around 30k per hit. That's not too bad. Let's just keep our distance. This is why we give the character Long Stride. SA2 there should finish her up. There we go. SA1 there. We want to keep our distance because we do want to stay at full stamina. SA3 on him, and then SA1 finishes up, and then SA2 finished there. Honestly, we ain't dying. Let's use that SA1 just in case. Never know when you might get caught by a random mob in this game, especially against the human characters, right? There we go. SA1 there. Let's use our SA3. So I am liking the range collision. It's not the fastest, I will say, but at least against the human enemies, it is keeping our distance, and that's kind of what you have to do against humans. You don't want to get too close. SA3 did a lot of damage there. Same with the SA1. It took like 2 strong attacks to take that enemy out. That's good. There we go. SA2. Absolutely wiped out the Yukio since we did apply the last threat, which is cool to see. And now we're going into the final stage where we have to use a few strong attacks to take out the final boss. In this case, let's use our SA3 there. Then we Soul Bomb. Back up though. SA2. Look at that. That's not bad, to be fair. That's really not bad. Again, this is like the only time you would ever want to use him in co-op IT when he has killer. Unfortunately, the IT killers are going to change around in the next couple or so days. So this might be the last time you get to use him. But it weren't bad. I mean, 1 out of 5 2-minute clear time. He's not really designed for IT. But when he has killer, whenever he gets killer again, let's say you are in the 4%, I believe, that actually is excited for Eban, you get to use him here, and he gets to be a solid character. Any dupes of this character you get, the faster he's going to clear. And at the very least, you are getting 5 additional link swap potions. Not super link swap potions, but link swap potions nonetheless. Alright, so next up, we're taking Eban into Epic Raids. I do want to emphasize he is a bonus character, so he is getting that 2 times damage output. But at the same time, this Epic Raid, it just dropped today. It's kind of difficult. For those that are wondering, this is the build that we are using. We're getting 60% Berserker and also full stamina from the pets. These are the accessories, and then these are the links. We have a full Eban lobby, so this one might go well. But remember, especially against an awakened epic raid boss like this Mayuri, it's going to come down to if your teammates know the boss pattern, and if they do, you're going to clear fast, regardless of the character you do use. This run might not be the best, but we were streaming earlier today, and we were getting like a minute run, 30 seconds even at points, and we're getting a lot of drops when you get a full lobby of Eban. So if these lads know the pattern, we're chilling. If not, this is going to take like a few minutes, which is understandable, right? It is quite a difficult epic raid for the most part. The attacks come out of nowhere. In this case though, the lad did use his strong attack straight away, or his Soul Bomb, which is actually pretty good. We're going to sit back here. I'm going to save my Soul Bomb for the 3rd phase, maybe 2nd. Unfortunately, his attacks are all range collision, his SA1 and 2 more so. So it's not really the best for epic raids, but it's decent, right? It gets the job done. It's only really noteworthy now when we're going against 50 million HP bosses, right? When you're going against the usual 18, 25 million HP bosses, it's not that big of a deal. At that point, you can basically bring anyone. But in this case, as you can see, we're going for it relatively quick. About to enter the 3rd phase right after this SA2. There we go. Didn't actually need to use that there. Now we're in the 3rd phase. Hopefully someone can use their Soul Bomb. Absolutely lovely. Now in this case, we have to stay close to the boss as to not get hit. There we go. Again, the attacks are coming out super quick, right? But I've pretty much mastered the pattern here. I would like to think so, right? Hopefully that had weakened defense. It didn't. It's fine though, remember, because we're all using Asgardio EBERN, we can all inflict lacerate, and at that point, we're all doing more damage, right? So EBERN is a character that wants to be played with other EBERNs. All right, in this case, let's stand here. Then go here. Oh, hold on. How did I get hit by that? I have no idea. I died right at the end, but we won. We beat the quest in just a minute and like 27 seconds. 23 seconds or so. For a public lobby, that's quite good. Again, if you're playing with your friends, you're going to clear faster. When we were streaming, we were getting like 1 minute clear times. But what you're going to see is that because we all were using Eban, right? 1 minute and 22 second clear time. Look at those droplets. Look at those droplets. That's the main thing about Eban and even Troja that we did get last month. Sure, we have characters like Ruka, who give plus 10 link store potions. Now with Eban as a link, you're getting plus 15. But the benefit here is that if you're using Eban, you're getting guaranteed 60 droplets, and we'll also increase the amount of droplets we do get by 30% individually. So as a result of that, we were able to get almost 150 droplets in every single run. That's really impressive. Plus with the 50 link store potions, this is going to be a reason why you want to use Eban, despite it being a link slot soul trait. Now, what you can also do is do something like this. Let's say you want to do link slot runs, or you just want to do runs in general, but they're taking too long because this boss in particular has 15 million HP. Well, we can use someone like 1000 Year Blood or Yamamoto, Max Transcended, or your best power character, and you can use Eban as a link to get those plus 5 link slot potions. You know, sure, we're not getting the plus 10 guaranteed droplets, we're not getting the plus 15 link slot potions that we could get by using Ruka, but those runs take a long time. Let's say you have a power character that you just really love using and you want to now use as a link slot farmer. With Eban, you can now do that. We do, of course, have to sacrifice a link to give that to Yamamoto. You know, now we're essentially only using 2 damage links, but that's perfectly fine. It doesn't make that much of a difference. Unfortunately, that lad is now gone, so we are a man down, so now we have to do the extra legwork with this Yamamoto. Hopefully, I don't take damage though, right? So SA2 into the 1. Already got the SP boost, you love to see it. Of course, our Sorbomb is going to be the main thing here. We're going to go through one phase in particular super fast once I do decide to use my Sorbomb. And that's the benefit of this particular Eban. I don't right now have like a really favorite power character that I want to use over anyone else. I'll personally still be using Eban. But if the day ever does come where like there is a power character, and they're without a doubt my favorite character in the entire game, then yeah, I'm going to be using them with Eban as a soul trait. But right now, I'll just keep on our distance, staying back when we need to. We don't want to get too close. And we're going to save our Soul Bomb for the final phase, which hopefully we don't take any damage, so we can have our max damage potential going into that final phase, right? Let's get close here. There we go. So far, so good. SA3, SA1. About to go into the next phase. Hopefully, I'm going to use my SA2 first, because I actually want to inflict the stat element. So let's do that. Can we get an SP boost? Doesn't look like we can. So I'm going to use it right after this attack. So we're going to go here, then flash tip to the left. Now I'm going to use my Soul Bomb. There we go. We applied that, and then I probably could have done it a lot sooner, to be fair. Could have done it a lot sooner, but with Yamamoto in particular, he has a solid damage output despite not being a bonus, and his Soul Bomb, in combination with double weakened defense, which he did give us a bonus ability, it's pretty much guaranteed to go through one phase in particular super fast. And that might be something you want to do, right? Remember, this boss in particular has 50 million HP. If you don't have a good enough, you know, link slot farmer, but you have someone like Yamamoto, 8th anniversary Ichigo, and you just want to clear these epic grades faster, having that one powerhouse with the link linked to that character is something that's actually not too bad. Because you can see here, I mean, these drops ain't too bad, right? We could have cleared probably like 10, 20 seconds faster, but we're getting 50 droplets, for the most part, 40 link slot potions. We're still doing our part, we're getting the plus 5 link slot potions, and that's something that you can do now in the power attribute thanks to Eban. So in conclusion, Eban is quite the solid character. He's a fun character to play around with, which is something that I never thought I'd say for Eban. It might seem like I'm actually really excited for this character. I could care less about him, but his visuals are good. The character is a smooth character to play around with. It feels unique to a certain extent to play with a character that has never been in the game. When you put him against IT, he was quite solid. Again, that's only when he has killer though. Currently in epic rate, he is again quite a good character for the droplets, the link slot potions. You can use them as a link for a better character. You can use them as a link on a link slot character to get more potions. So I know not everyone likes Eban, and Kayla even know that, and that's why they made him a link slot link. So you don't even have to use him. So he is a character, if you did pull, congratulations. He's a useful character. And we didn't even showcase it too, right? But if you're ever doing your 5 times a day quest here, if you're ever playing Brawl quests, even if you're farming crystals or jewels, you might as well have Eban in your team, because then you're getting the added extra value. So Eban overall is a very solid character, a great farmer. Is he someone that you need though? Not really, you can live without him. If you have him, he comes with some nice benefits. So in the comments below, let me know what you guys think about Eban. Don't be biased about the character because, like, you know, he's kind of mid and he's only there for like 1 episode. How do you feel about him? Personally, I've been having fun with him. I'm curious to know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.